Right people, so after yesterday's pretty disappointing report on how the MacBook Pro might not be seeing a huge redesign next year, we have a new report from Min-Chi Kuo conflicting pretty much everything I mentioned in yesterday's episode. So yeah, that's pretty much how Apple leaks go. We have information about something one day, and then we have information about that same thing, except everything's completely different. So yeah, let's just delve into this. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click that notification. With that being said, let's just tuck in. So, the redesigned MacBook Pro. This has been in the works for years, for an eternity now, okay? Everybody's been waiting for this, and we had some pretty interesting reports yesterday claiming that Apple is not working on this redesign, and maybe it's going to be happening further into the future. But thankfully, Min-Chi Kuo is here to resurrect some hope within the community, because he once again confirms that Apple will be launching 2 redesigned MacBooks in 2021. So yes, he's now confirmed there will in fact be 2, which basically means we'll be seeing the 14-inch and 16-inch redesigned MacBook Pro, and I can't wait, people. So as a recap for the 1 millionth time, these redesigned MacBooks are going to be a huge deal because number one, we have an all-new iPad Pro-like design, we have thinner bezels, potentially Face ID, obviously the new Apple Silicon chips, so the M1X, and then on top of all of that, we're going to be seeing mini LED, which obviously is a big deal because apparently it's going to combine the best of OLED and the best of LCD coming together and making this perfect display. So yes, this is pretty exciting stuff, but one question I nearly always get in the comments below is, will the price increase because of this redesign? Because if we take a look at the past, Apple pretty much increases the price with every redesign, so it's expected that this redesign will also see the price go up. But thankfully, the Apple god himself, Mr. Timothy Cook, has decided to keep the prices the exact same as the current generation MacBooks. So basically, you're going to be getting heaps and heaps of improvements at the same price. That's insane. Obviously, some of you are probably wondering, what's the catch? Because everybody knows Timothy isn't going to be generous. I mean, he doesn't run a charity here, so obviously he needs to make some money, he needs profit, and so how are these the same price? Well, in a nutshell, it's Apple Silicon, because guess what, people? Making chips in-house instead of outsourcing them from Intel is cheaper. Who'd have knew? Wow. Oh my god, my mind has been blown. And so, because of the cheaper chips, this offsets the cost of the mini LED screen, and of course the whole redesign, which basically means that the price should be staying pretty identical to what we have right now. So essentially, you should expect the 14-inch MacBook Pro to start at £1,800, and then the 16-inch at £2,000. So pretty much identical in terms of price, but of course, you're going to be getting so many improvements. I think these are a great deal, and I am very, very eagerly waiting for these. Now, in terms of mini LED screens, Apple's apparently planning to ramp up the use of mini LED in their devices in 2021 and 2022. So a few months ago, Min-Chi Kuo told us that mini LED shipments would be around 2 to 3 million and 4 to 5 million in 2021 and 2022, respectively. But now he predicts them to be an outrageous 10 to 12 million and 25 to 28 million shipments in 2021 and 2022. So you can see there is a large increase in his estimates, which basically means that Apple is planning to ramp up the adoption of mini LED across their devices. Obviously, we know the iPad Pro should be gaining it very soon, but now we know the MacBook Pro will join that lineup alongside maybe the other iPads and the other Macs. Now, Min-Chi Kuo, being the legend he is, gave us some other tidbits on some other devices in Apple's pipeline. Number one being the 2022 MacBook Air. Now, of course, the current MacBook Air is probably one of the best value products in Apple's lineup, and if you're looking for a MacBook Air, I think this is the time to buy one because the current model is amazing. But of course, if you're someone like me who can afford to wait for future models, then this 2022 MacBook Air might be worth the wait. So this MacBook Air will also be getting mini LED in 2022, much like the MacBook Pros, and possibly a new design. But one word Min-Chi Kuo uses to describe this MacBook is affordable, which kind of suggests to me that maybe Apple's going to lower the price on this MacBook Air and ultimately make it more competitive than it already is. Obviously, the current £1,000 starting price for the MacBook Air is incredible value, but of course, if Apple can bring it down to £900 or £800, that would be a whole different ballpark, and I assure you, Apple sales will skyrocket if they make the MacBook Air slightly cheaper. Because if it was a little cheaper, I assure you, a lot of students would jump on that, especially with the £100 student discount that you get from Apple. So yeah, I can see that being very, very, very popular among students, and hopefully in 2022, we see a cheaper MacBook Air, because that would be amazing. Oh, also, another little tidbit from Min-Chi Kuo, he predicts that within the next 3 years, MacBook shipments should grow significantly by 100%, with up to 35 million units per year, thanks to obviously Apple Silicon and these potential redesigns, and possibly a cheaper MacBook Air. Kuo finally ends this report with an interesting note about fast chargers and how Apple could be introducing 2 to 3 new fast chargers with a smaller form factor and tight integration with software. So that will be very interesting to see. Now, I'm not too sure what Apple's going to be doing with chargers and software. Maybe they have some sort of cool animation now, I don't know. But yeah, that sounds pretty interesting, so I thought I'd mention it. So yes, that's pretty much everything Min-Chi Kuo told us. And by the way, that man, Min-Chi Kuo, deserves an award for all this excellent work. So if anyone out there knows him on a personal level, buy him a sticker, buy him a good job sticker, you know, one of those ones that you got as a little kid. Buy him one of those, because that man has done so much for this community and I appreciate him. Anyways, on that note, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, click that bell notification, and with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya, peeps.